Is Boise State a legitimate national championship contender?
BSU.
We've been doing a series going through every single team, talking about do we believe if they're an actual contender or not. They got a first round bye to preface them as a team, 12-1 this season, Mountain West champions, ranked wins twice against number 24 UNLV. Their only loss was against number 1 overall Oregon, 34-37 in Oregon, which is the loss that really held them up there.
Oh, yeah.
It was the best
Really
loss
got
for
them excited.
rankings perspective that anyone's ever seen.
Facts.
Then obviously they have the Heisman runner-up, Ashton Genty, at running back. Ryan, do you feel this team is a national championship contender?
I mean, when you have the best running back in the country by a mile on your team, there's no way that you can't be a national championship contender.
Wow.
Unless I'm talking here. There's no way this team's a national championship contender. Mostly because besides that, they have nothing. And when you have a literal mediocre team with a mediocre coach that knows to just put 8 in the box, there's no chance anything's going to happen. Even if Genty has 150 yards, I still think nothing will change. In the first half, nothing will change. Their defense is really bad. Nothing has improved or looked at anything. I know, literally just first run goals.
Somehow.
Nothing has been impressive. They've lost a lot. They've won a lot of close games at the end of the year. They didn't really look good. Their quarterback Maddox is mid as anything can imagine. Everything about this team is just mid. They had the best running back in the country. It makes their team look a lot better on both sides of the ball. That'll change quickly. I think Penn State. There's no way we can call James Franklin a bad fraud coach, but
He is a bad fraud coach.
but like in a game that isn't a top 10 game, in my opinion.
Hey, Boise's number 9.
In my opinion, this is going to be stopped at the line. Their defensive line. It's just going to be real bad, real quick. Unfortunately, it's going to be a great run for Boise State. I think they had an amazing year. They proved a lot of people wrong. They had great games. I mean, beating UNLV twice is impressive.
Yeah.
But I think it'll come to an end after 4 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, probably something like that. So I just want to start by saying I want you to win, Boise State.
Of course.
I want you to win the 90. If I could pick one team out of the 8 remaining to win the national championship, it's Boise State.
Shout out Ben.
And I mean that with every bone in my body. I love
Shout out
Ashton Genty. I think he's by far the best running back in college football. We don't have to talk Heisman, if he deserved it or not. But look, they have the 6th best rushing offense in college football, 75th best passing offense. And that's 75th best passing offense against Mountain West defenses.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's playing FBS, it's probably significantly further down. They allow 22.6 points per game, 35th in college football, against Mountain West teams.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not great. I don't love...
You're trying your best to
I
find
really tried my
something.
best. I looked at everything. I literally pulled up all their team stats because I was like, tell me something I can hang my hat on to give me confidence they can go beat Penn State, then beat the winner of Georgia, Notre Dame, then beat the winner of the Texas, Ohio State, Oregon little trio. And there's not one thing out there. So I think they literally have 0% chance to win the national championship. I think any bet on them is throwing away money. I think this is probably the worst team we've seen in the college football playoffs ever, by far. Well, I don't think there's even a
Did
comparison.
you not watch Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana is better than Boise
Indiana's way
State.
better.
What about
Indiana's way
Arizona
better.
State?
Arizona State's way better than Boise State.
Wait, both of them way better.
No, I hope I'm wrong. I've said this a million times. I want Boise State to win. But in the first round, we saw what happens when you see teams that aren't as physically dominant play other teams that are
Physically
and
dominant.
I don't even want to get into the Penn State game a whole lot, but just watch the Penn State game against SMU, and then I think SMU's better than Boise State. So that's all you need to know. I don't think they have a shot, but I hope they win.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in the exact same boat. I think their defense is decent for their conference, but this is big boy football.
Big boy.
And
You love that saying.
yeah, you introduced it to me a couple videos back, and now it's just like, it's big boy football
Pretty
now.
simple saying. It's
No, shut
You
up.
introduced it to
not
it.
real intricate. Yeah.
I've never heard it before. I mean, this is like, corn-fed, some big boy football, a bunch of 350-pound linemen. They all 6'6".
He goes to
They
Texas
look at
for
you
one
in the-
game.
They look at you in
Not
the
even-
eye,
not
they
a
look
Texas
down
accent
at you.
either.
No. This is just
All
good
right.
old corn-fed big boy
But you're saying
football.
Boise State real chance.
No, they're playing big boy football, not pee-wee, not flag, and they're dead.
Okay, Mario.
Cut the legs off the horses.
Tell
we
me
eat
they
'em.
got a shot. Tell me they have a chance.
Eat the horses.
This Boise State team, I think, does have a shot.
Wow. That's
I actually do.
cap.
Wow.
Actually,
There's
yeah.
no way you believe
No,
it.
yeah,
No,
he's
no.
cap.
You
I
can't
love
look in the
those-
mirror.
I love that we
I-
saved you for last. There we go.
No.
There we go.
You can't look in the mirror.
I love that.
I can, and I'll tell you why.
What are you doing? Mike's pulling
Okay,
out his
I don't know.
phone.
Put your phone away.
Say that.
Yeah. He said,
Plugs
"Go."
down, bitch.
Mike, stop doing the devil
This
sign.
This team gives me a similar kind of vibe to Arizona State. The only difference between these two, the reason why I won't consider Arizona State a contender, and I do, is because I do have one game of reference against a real, legitimate, great team
In the Oregon game.
in the Oregon game. And I know they lost, but it's fine.
It's a good loss. That was a good
Best
loss.
loss of the year, apparently.
Great loss.
Did a lot of teams have had
Out of any team,
a
it's
lot
the
of
best
teams
play.
wish they had that loss.
That's a great
South
loss.
Carolina, Alabama.
That's
No,
a great
they-
loss.
they'd be-
If you can lose to Oregon by 3, the committee just.
No, but it is.
Holy God.
In all seriousness, it is just like head-to-head matchup. I get to see how they looked against, I mean, in my opinion, like top 2 best team in the nation.
Yeah.
And it was played at home, for Oregon. This is a team that they have a brand of football, and like that brand of football translates pretty much to any weather condition, which is why it doesn't
Yeah.
matter like whether it's it's cold, it's sunny, it's raining.
Florida?
It doesn't matter where it's
like,
at.
that's the whole point
You're
I'm trying
handing
to
the
say.
ball off.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
not SMU Kevin Jennings where he has to throw the ball and all of a sudden when it's 20 degrees and he can't fill the ball and he throws
Yeah.
3 picks.
Yeah.
Like this is a team that they know what they do. They do it very well. And I mean, listen, giving up 37 to Oregon, Oregon's put that number on pretty much every elite team, every elite defense. So I don't really look at like, oh my God, this defense can't stop anyone. I've always felt this about Boise, is when they had that loss, I think mentally in their mind, they're like, okay, we can actually, not saying they can like win a championship.
It was
right?
in Oregon.
But I'm saying that was like
They can convince themselves.
Well, no,
that
it was
they're
a exactly. It was a litmus test to be like, oh, we're actually not as bad as maybe people think we are. We're actually probably better than maybe we thought coming into the season. And I think for them, it was kind of like autopilot. I think of like KD on the Warriors, where they just like would coast. It'd be third quarter, they're down 20, they're still up 10. Because it's like, all right, now we'll try. We win by 5. Who cares?
They're down 20,
still
up
up
10.
10.
No, because like at
That's
the end of the
tough.
day, like a win's a win, and they just knew they just had to win games, and I mean that's a thing that teams couldn't do. Like Ole
they
Miss,
did it.
Alabama,
That's true.
South Carolina, to win the games you're supposed to win. All they cared about, they didn't care about covering spreads. It was just go out there, win. All right, now we're playing a real team. Let's go. I think this game's going to be very close. If they beat Penn State, I think they have a real good shot against Georgia, Notre Dame. I think Penn State's better than both those teams. I still think Penn State's going to win the game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people realize.
There you have it. So you said they got a shot. Let us know in the comments
That's crazy.
if you're a Boise State fan or if you're just betting on the games. Do they have a shot?
You got to believe in something.
It's one of us says
do.
yes, 3 say no. You just got to believe in
They
something
call me
sometimes.
crazy.
Shout out Ashton Genty. Go for
Right.
300. We want you. We're rooting for you.
Oh my God.